right, there we go. Get excited. So we are back, and it is hotter than July up in here. Oh, wait a minute. It is July. Get excited. I am Miss Kim, your Get Excited girl from the Revolutionary Institute of Beauty, Miss Kim's Beauty LLC, and the Beauty Exchange. And today we have a few guest speakers. As you can see, Miss Savannah. Say hello, Miss Savannah.
Hello.
All right, all right, all right. So today we're not going to take much of your time. We know it's hot outside, and we are so glad that you have joined us today in this conversation. This is our episode number 3, The Apprentice Experience, Real Stories, Real Lessons, Real Growth. Get excited. I'm so excited that you guys are continuing to watch these podcasts. As you can see, about 5 minutes ago, I had some technical difficulties while I'm learning these platforms. I'm so excited that these opportunities are here to help us share as much information that we possibly can. So thank you for being a part of this. And the Revolutionary Beauty Apprentice with Miss Kim. I'm so excited about today's conversation because this episode is so special to me. Today we are not just talking about apprenticeship from the outside looking in, and we've been talking about this conversation for the past few weeks, but we are bringing a conversation to the people who have lived it. Savannah, are you living this experience as an apprentice right now as we speak?
Yes.
All right now. We're learning from it and we're growing through it. Today's episode, The Apprentice Experience, Real Stories, Real Lessons, Real Growth. We are talking with current and past apprentices about their personal journey, the good, the challenges, the lessons, the mentor moments. Last episode, we talked very heavily about mentorship and the confidence building, the mistakes we make, the wins we have, and the truth about apprenticeship. Really feels like when you're in it. What does it feel like when you're really an apprentice? Not just talking about it, but you are walking through it. So come on in, drop your name in the comments, tell us where you're watching from, where are you from, and also tell us, let us know if you are a future beauty professional. Are you a current beauty professional? Are you going to traditional cosmetology school? Are you in the apprenticeship? What part are you in right now? Get excited. So also I mentioned, are you a salon owner? Because we do need our owners to be a part of this conversation, because as we had spoke before, a lot of our owners or licensees, licensed professionals that are sponsoring people, they need to know what their responsibility is as a sponsor. So you just can't bring somebody in and have them shampooing and conditioning all day. They actually have to have the real world experience. So let's talk to you, Savannah, for a moment. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So first we're going to ask, who are you? You know, how did you become an apprentice? How did you learn about the apprenticeship program? And what do you like about the beauty industry? Do you have any dislikes about the industry? So let's just start with your introduction first. Get excited.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Savannah. I learned about the apprenticeship program because I took a braiding course at Miss Kim's school, and after I finished that, I realized that I did really like hair, and she let me know that there were other opportunities that I could take
Yes.
to be a
Yes.
cosmetologist.
Absolutely, the opportunities. So I'm glad you mentioned other opportunities, because as we know, there are different ways to get into the beauty business. Hi, Davita, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. That some of the other avenues, yes, you can go to traditional cosmetology school. That's, for full time, what is that, 9.5 to 10 months if you're a full time student. If you're a part time student, you're looking at a year and a half as a traditional cosmetology student. Now, as an apprentice, you actually signing a contract, workforce development, on the job training, and it's 24 months. So if you could, for a moment, Miss Savannah,
Hmm.
let tell us about what your first day was like as a license. Now, I say license because all apprentices actually hold a cosmetology license under the apprenticeship. So, what was your first day like, Savannah?
I think it was fun, but I think that I was still nervous too
Mm-hmm.
because I think I still kind of had it in my mind that I was more so student, and I didn't realize like, oh, I'm gonna actually be working on people's hair.
That part. Yes, you are actually working on people's hair. It is not a game. As an apprentice, listen, you get, I like to say, thrown into the fire maybe just a little bit, because we do have very high expectations for our apprentice students because they are, or you are developing, your soft skills for being in the beauty industry, and you're also learning your technical skills. So talk a little bit to me about what that was like when you had your first client.
Uh, I was scared.
It was a little frightening.
Yes, it was frightening because I think I was nervous on like messing up
Okay.
because I'm like, well, I don't know everything, and I still want to put out good work. So I feel like that was nerve wracking for me.
Okay. Yes. You are more of a perfectionist, would you say?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So as a perfectionist, you do have to give yourself some room to make mistakes because that's the only way that we're going to learn, right? Is through
Yes.
trial and error. And you're doing, having had the opportunity to watch you personally in your growth from being a beginner braider and then, specializing in those things that you love. What is it that you like to specialize in? I mean, I already know, but you could share with our viewers.
I like doing color,
Okay.
and I like cutting hair too.
Yes, cutting and color. Yeah, and you're really good at the haircut. Let me tell you. I saw your cut the other day, and I was like, okay, girl, you better get
Thank
that
you.
haircut money. Get excited. So yes, you have your passion. You know what it is you absolutely like, and then those things that you don't necessarily like to do. We can talk about that for a moment. It's okay. You can tell the truth.
I don't necessarily like to do braiding too much.
Okay.
I like the client that comes and gets her coils, which is almost like kind of like a retwist, except for there's no locks.
Okay.
So I
That's
like
fine.
that, but I don't think braiding is my favorite, or like cornrows.
Yeah. Okay. But that's okay because you're still learning through it, and that's fine. That's part of the apprenticeship journey is that we learn these things. And the purpose of being an apprentice is that you can experience all of these things while, earning is not, I won't say it's a whole lot of money, but it does give you an opportunity to make a little lunch money, a little gas money here and there. And then as your clientele starts to grow, then you also are making more than a little bit, right?
Hmm.
So I also, where are we? What was, I would say, the hardest thing? And then I'm going to bring on our next guest to join in the conversation. So far, because you've been in your apprenticeship program for how long now?
Since the end of January.
End of January? Okay, time is flying.
Yes.
Time is flying. It really does. So where you make the commitment, you make a commitment to start and finish, right? And I'm saying this because in the beauty industry, you can start and you can talk about it and you can work through it, but if you don't finish the program and eventually lead to getting your license, and that's with any profession that requires a professional license, if you don't finish, then you're kind of in a limbo. You're leaving yourself at a disadvantage. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage because you didn't finish what you started, right? But you are so close to the finish line. Although you're like a half a year in, this time is going to go by so fast, and you're going to say, what happened? So while I know that it's hard, you have other commitments And again, I think that is one of the other benefits of being an apprentice is you have other things that you have to do, so you're a little bit more flexible because the accountability piece as an apprentice is 20 hours a week,
Mm.
right? That's doable opposed to 40 hours a week, right? All right, we're going to bring on another guest. And I would like to formally welcome Miss Janice Malloy to the stage. Get excited.
Hello. Hi,
Hi, Janice.
Savannah.
Yes, hand claps, hand claps. Welcome to our podcast. Thank you, both of you, for being here. This is your first time with the Apprenticeship Hub, and I was super excited about this episode in particular because you all have lived through the apprenticeship journey. Janice having been graduated from the program and now is a licensed professional, and Savannah, who is currently in the program right now. So, Janice, if you could share first, who are you? And you could share a little bit about your business as a licensed professional. I'm so excited that 24 months went by so fast. And now you have the opportunity to share your experiences with other aspiring apprentices, cosmetology professional students, so on and so forth. So if you could share a little bit with us about, how you became to be an apprentice and a little bit of your journey to being a licensed professional.
Well, hello. My name is Janice. I am the CEO and founder of Ladylike Salon. I started Miss Tim's beauty apprenticeship. Ooh, was that 2023? And just graduated at the end of 2025.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie and say that it was the simplest, straightforward journey. I was working during it. I was here 3 days a week, almost every single week, dedicated, devoted, and we made it through.
Yes, we
Um,
did.
I think for me, what the apprenticeship gave me was a backbone, if I'm being honest. It showed me another side of myself where before I didn't necessarily have the direction that I knew I wanted for my life. I knew I wanted to do big things, but I didn't know how.
Mm-hmm.
And being around other like-minded people, other like-minded professionals,
Mm-hmm.
showed me something greater. That there's more out there, that you can create something for yourself that gives you a sense of purpose.
Mm, I love
Yeah.
that. Yep, a sense of purpose.
Hmm.
Having thank you for that, Janice. That touches my heart. The having been not an apprentice but a beauty professional,
Hmm.
this is pretty much all I've ever known. This is it. So when people talk about, oh, all you do is hair, no, it's a lot more than that. So when you tap into those things that are near and dear to your heart and know that you have the opportunity to change people's lives and your own,
Hmm.
and you do have a moment where you do a lot of soul searching in this business, whether it's a matter of, is this something I really want to do? Is this worth it? Can I make any money in this industry? But when you realize that when you're a licensed professional, the sky is the limit
Yeah.
in real life, then you're able to hone in to, other possibilities.
Hmm.
So you can't sell yourself short or the industry short because it's really a matter of your personal growth and your pathway. Like, what direction are you going into? And sometimes, like you had mentioned, you just don't know until you get here. You don't know until you start having conversations with people and realizing that you have a lot of things in common with other people than you realize, and that there are mentors all around you. And one of the things that I did an interview one time, and somebody had asked me about mentorship. And what I know about mentorship is that the mentors are all around you and you just don't realize it. You don't realize it until you say, oh, well, this person right here has something that I need and I want. So whether you vocalize the fact that that's your mentor or not, you tapped into that person and said, I'm gonna keep coming back to that person because that's who I resonate with. That's who I need to make sure that I'm in tuned with or tapped into, whether it's a conversation, whether it's being in the same room. And for apprentices, the licensed apprentice, they have an opportunity to see all things in what is it? Real life, right here. This is live and happening. That client is walking in the door, and you might only have 100 hours, but you getting ready to get to work. You about to get your hands wet, but you have that person that's standing right there, coaching you on. Say, okay, you could do this. Let's do it. And you're like, oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
You
you
know,
know,
I my very first or second week at the apprenticeship, Miss Kim handed me a pair of clippers, and I'm standing behind my client, shaking like this, to the point that the client said, "Girl, put the clippers to your
that's
head."
right.
But it pushes you
Mm-hmm.
and it encourages you to step out of your comfort zone. I'm really good at pressing hair, but holding a pair of clippers was terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just something you have to do. It's a part of the craft, and that's what it is. It's a craft. It's an art form.
Yes, let's talk about the craft and the art form for sure. A lot of times, I'm glad you said that. And yes, I remember that day. I thought those clippers, I thought the clippers were going to hit the floor. I was like, girl, if you don't. So the thing about a pair of clippers is, get excited, is there's a guard on the clipper. So you're not going to hurt the client for one.
Yeah.
You're not going to hurt yourself. You may cut off more hair than you intended to, but guess what? The hair is going to grow back. And we are, that's right, step out of your comfort zone. And we
Mhm.
are here to help, encourage, uplift, and give you the confidence that you need to be the professional that you have set out to be. Get excited, okay? So now, are you afraid of those clippers now?
I am not afraid of the clippers now. I do understand. I get it.
Right. So, each one teach one.
Hmm.
So, where we threw you into the fire, Savannah, I know we threw you in there, and I know, Janice, we threw you in the fire. And so, when the next person comes, guess what? Each one teach one. So now you can
Hmm.
say, okay, give them the confidence that they need to carry on because guess what? You did it, and so can they. So now you can testify that, yeah, it may look hard, but it's not as hard as we put out in our minds for it
Hmm.
to be. Okay? So, ooh, this thing is getting ready to take me down another road. I'm so excited about this conversation. Okay, so what does flexibility look like for you? Both of you who clearly have other things that you have going on in your life. What does that flexibility look like for you as an apprentice? Savannah?
Savannah. um. Ooh. I mean, maybe like doing things that I necessarily don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really not the type of person to really protest or anything like that. I'm not difficult. And I'm always willing to learn.
Yes, you are. And I'm thankful. I'm so glad to hear that. Do I have while Miss Sheena's not connected, Miss I'm trying to see what other guests we have in here that might want to chime in while we're talking. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about let's talk about your future in the beauty business. Okay? Because we
Mhm.
talk a lot about apprentice entrepreneurship. So everyone that comes through this hub,
Mhm.
okay, is groomed to become an entrepreneur, right? Because we can be together for as much time as we would like, but once I see that there is an opportunity for growth and that you're growing through this, and I see something like, okay, you need to go on ahead and step out and do XYZ. Can you see that for yourself? And can you talk about that for a little bit? Because I'm going to share, we have one of our guests that's not on the screen with us, but her name is Sheena. I used to call her Sheena Shonuff. Or Shonuff Sheena, get excited, okay? Because, listen,
Mhm.
when it came to getting stuff done, she was getting it done. Okay. And I know that she also aspired to do some of the things as far as, having her own business, running a braid business, having a training center, and all those things. But when you start talking about it, now it's start time to put those things into action. So what does that look like for the both of you? Speaking on entrepreneurship. And we can just, we can go, the sky's the limit. Listen, because when I said one day, honey, when I said one day I'm going to open my own school, hold on. Let me get my cup of wisdom here. This is my owl. You see this? This is my fresh water. Hold on. Thank you. When you speak things, thank you for that. When you start to speak things into existence, do you hear what I'm saying? When you are walking in 100% faith because you know it's going to happen, are you with me? No doubt, no worry, no fear. All you have to do is step out there and do what you said you were going to do. That's what I'm talking about entrepreneurship. Because you know you're the boss. Who's the boss? You're a boss. You're a boss. Okay. You boss lady
Mhm.
like lady like. Okay, come on now. So let's talk
Mhm.
about that for a moment because I want to put this out because when you start to speak on things, come on, Lord, come on now. When you start to speak on things, and when you start to say it out loud, and you are saying without a shadow of a doubt, this is going to happen. I don't know when. What's going on with this little piece of hair? Okay, I'm back. That's the other side. What? When you start putting things out there and you speak it out loud, that's right, write a vision and make a plan. When you know this is supposed to happen, you don't give up on that. You just keep walking through it. So let's walk through it. Janice, walk me through yours. Come on, walk me through it.
For me, my plan looks like Lady Likes Salon.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't just mean me in a suit by myself. I mean multiple ladies, multiple stylists,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all of us using one space to commune.
Mm.
That's what I want to have. That's what I'm looking to build, along with some other things. But when it comes to cosmetology, that's where it starts.
Okay.
I recently, mm, I gotta pick and choose my words a little bit. I recently experienced working in a salon that wasn't conducive to my future.
Mm-hmm.
And every day, all I could think about was how much I was not where I wanted to be,
Mm-hmm.
how I wasn't working toward my own. And I said, no more.
That's right.
Like you said, write the vision down, make it plain. You have to make a promise to yourself. And every time you make those promises, your backbone gets a little straighter and you learn to trust yourself.
Come on. Yes.
All it does is
Absolutely.
make you more self assured,
Right.
you
I
know?
love that.
So with Lady Like Salon, it's a community.
Mm-hmm.
There's fellowship, putting us back into our spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Some things aren't for the public. Some things need to be kept sacred. And our beauty salons used to be sacred.
Mm.
They used to be a safe space for women that look like us on this call right now.
Yes. I love that. I love that.
And I want to bring that back to us.
I
Yeah.
love that. Thank you for that. That is needed. Okay. And I love the fact that your goal with Ladylike Salon is to bring back the community.
Mhm.
That's the open concept that used to be very popular,
Yeah.
right? So now while people are going into their suites, they're missing the community aspect,
Yeah.
right? you don't have the opportunity to learn from each other because of the fact that you've closed yourself in, you
Yes.
know. So thank you for that. And, I'm looking forward to your vision coming to life. And I know that it will. Because I remember when you made your mock salon,
Yeah.
you know, it was
A little
beautiful. And it
shoebox
was,
diorama.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
it was amazing. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. But that's your vision. It has to start somewhere, and like Arnetta said, you have to write it down. You have to have a vision and you have to have a plan. So clearly you have both of those things. So round of applause to you. Yes.
Well, Savannah, what's your vision?
Oh,
Well, are you even there yet? It's,
um, I don't know if I'm necessarily all the way there yet.
mhm.
Um, I know y'all know me personally. Y'all know that I dibble dabble in, in the therapy side of things.
Mhm.
And I try to be as positive as possible. um, but I think for me right now, I'm still in the process of, building my confidence and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
and trying to put myself out there. Because
Mhm.
I think for a long while, that has been my problem,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
putting myself out there. But I know that people go through things and they need a little bit of happiness, a little bit of positivity. So if I can do that, whether I'm giving them advice, doing their nails, doing their hair,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, I just want to give out positive energy.
I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're such a creative person. And you do. You walk into a room and you light it up.
Yes, that's
Thank
true.
you.
So I
I
know
love
that
that.
whatever you decide to do tangibly, that'll always be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. I love that positive energy. Mm. I'm just thinking so many wonderful things right now. Okay, so what of the, and thank you both of you for sharing that with us. That is very pivotal. I love it. So, what would you say is some of the things that help you push through on a daily basis?
I mean, you guys, y'all are so positive. Y'all
Oh.
encourage me when I'm nervous and all that. Y'all tell me to get that spirit out of there. We don't speak that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all encourage me, to post and things like that. And I really need that because I
Okay.
doubt myself a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Yes,
Hmm.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you. And
I would
Janice?
agree. I would agree. Yeah. You guys, you guys have been absolutely instrumental. The encouragement, just being seen, even in those vulnerable moments, like Savannah said, where you're doubting yourself and you're scared, you're like, oh God, back and forth, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Having somebody to lean on
Mm-hmm.
and just like mentorship, what we're
Yes.
talking
Hmm.
about, exactly,
Mm-hmm.
it means the world because you're not alone,
We are
you know?
not alone. I love that. Thank you.
Mhm.
From my perspective, being an educator, being all of these things, I look forward to coming in and seeing you guys doing your thing. I just get so excited at the growth because, of course, I know, what your initial experiences were, it, whether it's technical or whether it's your theory, whatever challenges you're having there, and then the questions. I love questions. Ask as many questions as you want, and just to know that you do aspire to step out there and do bigger things within the beauty industry. Because one of the things I love to say about our industry is that, guess what, we cannot be replaced by AI. Hello. Mm-mm. No. Okay, these hands
Mhm.
cannot be replaced. Get excited. No. I just had a vision of, a robot trying to do my hair. Are you nuts?
They can't even walk up the steps right. They can't cut nobody's hair.
So I love the fact that we're in a place where we're building confidence within each other, because so many times you guys help me through some of my own challenges. Whether I'm vocal about it or not, which most of the time I am, but whether I'm vocal about it or not, you all see that it's not always butters and butterflies and flowers every day. And that we do go through these changes and situations, and how are we going to handle them as beauty professionals. And one of the things that, for me, I always remind my students when they say, oh, you this, or you can't this, or you that, or why did you do, I was a student too. I had to learn these things too. I had to put my uniform on. I had to show up every day. I had to do what my teacher told me to do. I had to be accountable for all things. I had to learn this craft. So I'm always reminding myself that I was once in your shoes. So, as in the position that I'm in today, what can I do, and what can I say, and what can I share to help you have a better experience? Not that my experience was bad, but you can have a better and a more informed experience, so that while you're going through your journey, you are prepared out the gate to start running and working your business, right? So those are some of the things that keep me excited about the industry. I absolutely love, without 100%, without a doubt, I love what I do. Now I'm tired half the time, but I'm working on that. I'm trying to get some sleep. So we show up and we do the work. We care about our clients. We listen to our clients. One of the things right now, as a CE hours provider in the state of Maryland, you know, for continuing education, one of the things we have to do is we have to take all these classes to continue our education, right? One of the main ones is, aside from safety and sanitation, is domestic violence. So when I was developing, and I just wanted to share this with you guys, while I was developing this domestic violence course, and all of the questions were like, well, why do we as beauty professionals have to take this training? But then when I realized the main reason why we as beauty professionals have to take this training is because our customers, they trust us. They trust us. They confide in us. They trust our judgment. They're looking for consolement, and they want somebody to confide in. And as a beauty professional, if we see something that is going on with our client and they're suffering, we're behind the chair and we can see what's going on. And they might necessarily want to talk about it, but if it's a case where abuse is there, then we have to have discernment, and we have to be able to have a conversation with them to say it's not okay that this is happening, and there are resources out there. So as a student of cosmetology, these are some of the things that the industry is expecting from you, expecting from us, because we can't see something happening and know it's happening and not say anything, right? So these are some of the things that I'm learning and growing through. Like, I really have to have these conversations with my client if I see something that's going on, and how do I do that, right? So while you guys are still learning, I'm learning too. So now I'm looking in the mirror saying, Kimberly, how are you going to tell your client or have this conversation when you see that they are emotionally distressed? When you can see that there's marks on their bodies. Have you ever seen that before? Not yet. When you can see when a client may be so excited about the service that she receives and is overwhelmed with excitement. Oh, I love this. Oh, gosh, thank you so much. And then as soon as she goes around her loved ones, everything changes, right? So as a beauty professional, we're trained to recognize not only conditions of the hair and the scalp and the skin, but now we have to add this on top of it. Now we have to be able to recognize signs of abuse. But this is part of the industry. This is what we signed up for. And because we love what we do, we have so much passion about it, that's just something else we signed up for. What are your thoughts about that?
Um, Honestly, I think it's necessary. You know, to what Savannah said about us sometimes being therapists. You
Mm-hmm.
know, even though we're not necessarily licensed
Right.
to diagnose or anything of the sort, we are still clinicians in a way.
Yeah.
And victims of domestic abuse need safe spaces. They
Right.
need resources, and they need to know that no matter what, whether they decide to stay in that situation or leave it, there is somewhere else to go.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I know that was probably a little heavy, for our conversation, but that needs to be heard.
Hmm.
And a lot of times we, eh, yes, absolutely. Cosmetologists is a licensed professional dedicated to the care, enhancement, preservation of the hair, skin, and scalp and nails while advancing education, entrepreneurship, public health, workforce development, and economy opportunity within the beauty industry. Get excited. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
and that's a part of public health.
I feel that it is, and I always talk about the drop down. It doesn't say cosmetologist on the drop down.
Hmm.
When you look for us on the drop down, it says health and beauty,
Hmm.
right? It says health and beauty. So we are part of that health care demographic.
Hmm.
And our clients, they love being in our safe space. Like you said, Janice, thank you for saying that. So it goes beyond our practical, it goes beyond our theory. We are in a space where people can come to and they can talk to us, they can share with us. Not that we're poking around in everybody's business, because that's not what we're doing. But we have listening ears, and that's what the public needs. So
Hmm.
get excited for that. So let me ask a question here. What do you wish a mentor, a sponsor, or a salon owner understood about the apprentice? Like if you were in my shoes and I was in your shoes, what would you want me to know?
I gotta think about that.
Um, I would probably want my mentor to know my learning process.
Mm,
Yeah,
yes.
because we were talking about it earlier. Teaching is a skill,
Mm-hmm.
and some people, especially obviously this business is hands-on. Some
Mm-hmm.
people tend to take over when they teach,
Mm.
and they can't. I've noticed some people have a hard time letting you hold the steers
Mm.
as you're learning. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I've actually experienced that myself. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But I said, I'm just, okay.
Right.
Okay, I guess I have to do the next client. But yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Hmm.
And, as an apprentice, get excited. And, I not just apprentice, any student, if you're in a learning situation, if you're not getting if you're not getting it, you say, well, let me do it. Of course we have to demonstrate. That's part of our responsibility. I just can't, which I do have a tendency to do this, do that, do this. And then if you don't get it, then I'll take it like, no, it's like this, and then I'll give it back. But if you know that you got it after you got your initial demonstration, It's okay. Just say, I got it. I got it. Let me try, or let me try. So, yes, I do encourage an apprentice or cosmetology student to speak up, you
Mm.
know, because and I'm going to tell you something about me. I love to blow dry.
I think you just imagined all the times you took the bus ride.
I love the blow dry. Let me tell you, if I get started in a blow dry demo, and then all of a sudden I just zone out, it's something about that blow dryer, and I'm just
It's the
here with
white
it.
noise.
It
It
is.
is.
It just takes me every time. So I'm like, I have to snap out of it. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, so true confession. So thank you for sharing that, Janice. Savannah, what about you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really have a complaint for real.
Okay. Yes,
That's good
Arnetta
though.
said that's good. Understanding learning styles of student makes a difference. Yes, and so you don't know yet, not yet.
No, I don't know yet. I don't know.
Takes time.
It's it's okay. Trust me, you still got a little bit of time. You'll figure it out. It'll come to you. So, but
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that, Janice. Absolutely. So, we are in the process of getting ready to wrap up. If you would like to share one more thing before I end our session, you can do that right now. Anything you'd like to share with upcoming beauty professionals that are whether they're behind the chair, they're newly licensed, they're apprentices, what is one thing you'd like to share with them as we leave and close out this stream?
Mm, I would say just don't give up. Like honestly, that's really the gist of it. Just don't give up. If you get sick, come back. If you break your leg, come back. Somebody
Yes.
passes away, bless them in heaven, come back.
Yeah.
Don't leave your apprenticeship on the table unfinished.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Absolutely. Let's clap to that. Okay, you got to finish what you started. And Savannah, your word of encouragement. Thank
Um, Stay positive. Life will be heavy. Life does keep going, but always try to motivate yourself to keep going. And it definitely helps when you have community, for
you. Yes,
sure.
it does. Yes, it does. Well, thank
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
Savannah. Absolutely. Stay encouraged, stay positive, because things are going to happen regardless of what time of the day it is. It's going to happen anyway. All right. So I thank you both for joining our conversation. We're going to take you out of our viewing for a moment.
Bye.
Hang
Bye.
tight, and I will talk to you guys in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here. Yay. Don't give up no matter what life throws at you. Stay positive and keep going. Absolutely. All right, viewers, thank you so much for joining us for episode 3. I hope that you enjoyed. Oh, thank you, Vita. Every leader should open to learning new ways to teach. We don't learn the same. That's correct. Showing the way, not just telling you what to do. Make sure we are prepared to jump behind the chair with confidence. Vita, thank you so much for sharing that. Awesome. So, your experience may be exactly what someone else needed to hear today. To the future apprentice watching, do not be afraid to start, but start with the information. Start with structure and the right support. With mentors, sponsors, and licensed professionals watching, remember this: the next generation is watching us. Let's give them something strong to learn from. If this conversation helped you, share it with someone who is thinking about starting their beauty journey. Comment apprentice if you want more information about apprenticeship. Comment mentor if you believe in helping the next generation. Comment ready if you want support, resources, or the apprentice starter checklist. Make sure Oops, I keep forgetting to turn that thing off. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and join us for the next episode of the Revolutionary Beauty Apprenticeship with Miss Kim. Get excited. Let's build together. I'll see you on the other side. Our episode 4 is next week. Hope to see you there. Get excited. Thank you for watching.